You're my watercolor painting, you're my ruby in the rough. You're the song that I've been singing when my days are dark and tough. You're my open-ended story, my lighthouse on the shore. And I'm just a little crazy about the way you always leave me wanting more. We're going up, up, up through the ceiling. It's more than a feeling. You got me believing. You're my island on the ocean when my ship is tossed and turned. Your perpetual emotion makes the fire in me burn. You're the solitude I'm seeking, You're the company I'm keeping. And I'm just a little crazy about the way you never look without leaping. Woo! We're going up, up, up through the ceiling. It's more than a feeling. You got me believing. Yeah, we're going up, up, up through the ceiling. It's more than a feeling. Got me believing. Some say nothing lasts forever. Some say life is one and done. I say here we are together, together, and it seems to me that we have just begun. You're my candle when the lights go. You're the screen inside my window. You let the breeze blow through. You're my compass in the desert that's always pointed westward home. Even on the nights I'm on my own, I'm never quite alone. We're going up, up, up through the ceiling. It's more than a feeling. You got me believing. Yeah, we're going up, up, up through the ceiling. It's more than a feeling. More than a feeling. More than a feeling. You got me believing. Got me believing. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Stand up with me, please. How about the sounds of spirit back there? Man, it's always fun to play with those people. All right, here's a reminder that, okay, today I am Gino, so just use your imagination, okay? My name is TJ. It's so good to be here with you today. And something wonderful is happening here. It's inside me, it's inside you. That's why we're here, right? But please, just a reminder to silence your cell phones. I know everybody like, oh, okay, I'm doing that. You know, it happens. It happens right during meditation, you know? Don't be that person, please. All right, join me in this congregational singing of Something Wonderful, shall we? Come on. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go. Oh, there's something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. There's something wonderful, wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful.
Go ahead and have a seat. Good morning. Good morning. I'm Kevin Busey, and I welcome you, otherwise known affectionately as Rev Kev, and I welcome you this morning to Universal Spirit Center. I welcome you who join us online. Any of you who are new today, I'm glad that you're with us this morning. Thanks for being here. I'd love to meet you if you're new after our gathering. And there's a couple people here to welcome. Carolyn just got back from doing service work in Africa. Would you stand, Carolyn? Good. Excited to hear all about your adventures. I know you had them. And then Linda Ely, our pianist, who's taken a lot of weeks off. Linda has been our pianist for years and years and years, and we never give her time off, so she decided to break her ankle to try to get some time off. So she will be back with us the last Sunday in July. So welcome back, welcome back. And then just a couple days ago, Pat turned 80. Stand up, Pat. All sorts of happenings here, all sorts of happenings. And I'm really excited to let you know Deva Vani, our first music director, and she was for like 17 years. She's coming to do a concert here in this very place the first Friday in August, Friday, August 4th, right? And Lauren's helping out, and Myron's helping out, so invite you to that, and Linda's helping out. So I invite you to that. She also, you may have known, she's written a book of poetry. So she's interspersing her poetic work along with her music. So not to be missed, right? So go ahead online and get your tickets, and we'll see you that night. All right. And so now we have Bob with the rest of the announcements.
Good morning. I have all the announcements today, so bear with me. For those of you online, if you have any questions, or people here too, if you have any questions, go on our website, universalspiritcenter.org, to find out your answers. Our history: LGBTQ+ high school students experience more bullying, threats, and sexual violence than their heterosexual peers at school and at home. They are also more likely to miss school because of safety concerns. During the pandemic, 20% of the LGBTQ+ students said they had been physically abused by a parent or an adult in their home. So please repeat after me. We are light bearers of love and forgiveness, vibrating the flames of equality, grace and peace all over the world. To overcome racial and sexual inequality, we welcome our history. We are all part of our history. July 28th is movie night. Join us for a beautiful Friday night and fundraiser for our trip to Washington, D.C. next year. Community sharing ideas and knowledge. The movie is Milk, the Life of Harvey Milk, continuing the celebration of Pride. A love donation of $10 plus goodies and candy and popcorn will be provided. Awakening Wednesday, Toby Geis, Healing Breathwork. Self-care is important and necessary, feeding your spirit, unlocking old energy, and regaining harmony and balance in your life. In person, 6:30 here at the Lions Club. And that's, I don't have the date, but that's the Wednesday. This Wednesday. 26th. Our REP call to action is we're asking you to watch a video, The 6 Stages of Discovering Your Trans. This video is one person's journey, beautiful insights. Watch the video, please. Share it with your family and friends. And now I have Reverend Sherry has an announcement.
Good morning, beautiful people. What do most of us need more of in our lives? Love. And when we have love, what do we have more of? Gratitude. Starting on Tuesday, August 1st, I am leading a book study on the book Gratitude, ... The Subversive Spiritual Practice. So if you want to find out why gratitude is subversive, come. It's going to be on Zoom, and I'll be out in the back so you can see me. It's going to be for 4 Tuesdays, the month of August, and I hope to see you there, and we'll pray. We'll do up some gratitude.
Spirit in Action, we have a cleanup in North Park. Come join Plastic Free July. That's a North Park neighborhood cleanup, July 29th. That's a Saturday from 9 a.m. to noon. Come to the offices across the street. We'll gather, wear our Universal Spirit T-shirts, and walk the neighborhood and collect trash or clean it up. So Lee and I are leaving at the same time. This is not a joke. We're leaving the same time out of town, so we are asking for a small army. That was a joke. To set up and help us on that Sunday to set up and tear down. So it's going to be a Saturday and a Sunday. So we're asking you to sign up, please, at the Yes table. Help us out. We're going to be gone, and otherwise Reverend Kevin's going to have to do it. So I think it's the first week of September or second week. I'm not sure the dates exactly, but in September. So we have time to get that army together. Okay, so I was going over some of my jobs that I had, in college and stuff during summer, and I realized that I had one for a short period of time at a bank. I got fired. Some lady asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her.
Bob Mosine his joke. And that book, Gratitude, that Sherry's doing, that's a great book. Just FYI, I've read it a couple times. It's a great book. So I'm going to invite you all to stand. And turn around to just below the clock. There's a camera with hundreds of people joining us online. So I invite you to wave and welcome to the people who join us online. And stay standing and welcome each other to Universal Spirit Center.
It's like, I do this at school sometimes, waterfall. It seems to work magically to quiet a room. Oh, good morning, I'm Rev Sarah, and I get to be the person who leads us in our reading and meditation and prayer this morning. And before I do that, I just want to remind folks that we have a meditation experience before our Sunday gatherings at 10 a.m. in the back, and so whoever the practitioner is will lead that. So if you want to come in earlier and have some moments of quiet and a beautiful space of meditation, you're welcome to that. And then also after our gathering, we have practitioners in the back, myself, and for prayer, if you need prayer, or we have some written prayer requests there you can leave on the table. Okay, so let's settle into our place. We'll take a moment to be absolutely saturated in this moment, the place of now. So let's just breathe into that. Feel ourself just open up to the spaciousness that we are, the consciousness that's behind and between and through all that we are. Today's reading is from David Hawkins in the Letting Go book. Our higher self, which we might say is the composite of our higher feelings, has almost unlimited capabilities. As we stop giving authority and energy to all the negative programs that stem from our own thinking, we stop giving away our power to others and begin to own it. This results in a rise of self-esteem, the return of creativity, and the opening of a positive vision of the future that replaces fearfulness. How good it is to know that there is a spacious, infinite place of connection, of oneness and belonging, the energy of love, intelligence that is all there is, that's pouring itself into each expression. Every being, a spark, a divine idea in form. And so I give thanks to know that this is the truth for us today, for each person here attending in person and online, a divine idea in form, unfolding and expressing and expanding as only it can right where we are. So I give thanks for this divine idea that's speaking its words and loving itself and being as only it can be, as Rev Kevin and his words of wisdom and humor and compassion today. I give thanks for the divine song that's singing its love and joy and wisdom through TJ and playing its beauty through our sounds of spirit. I claim and recognize the love in service that comes through the hands of all that's set up today, through Lee and Bob and all who contribute to our center in sound and production. And I give thanks for all of the ways that each of us shows up today. What a great unfolding of the divine in beautiful array of diverse colors and shapes and sizes and textures, all in our beautiful suchness. And so I can surrender this time, surrender this experience for its greatest manifestation with great thanksgiving. And I do that by saying, and so it is.
If you could see my heart today, if you could only peek inside and take a look around, if I could find the words to say, maybe someday I just might. If I could reach myself back then and tell him he could learn a thing or two from listening, if we could only start again, maybe someday we just might. But you had a light that shined so bright I couldn't see that you were the light that blinded me. I think about you now and then, from folks that we both still call friends and probably always will. I miss the times we had back when we could make the time stand still. But you had a light that shined so bright I couldn't see that you were the light that blinded me. Now the times are getting strange, days are getting shorter every day, but I wouldn't change or rearrange a moment of my life, even if I could. I know it's taken years to say the simple words my heart knew on that day, but I couldn't face the music, I couldn't face the pain or the shame that I pushed you to the edge and said goodbye. 'Cause you have a light that shines so bright I couldn't see that you were the light that blinded me. And you have a star that climbed so high I couldn't reach. Yeah, you were the light that blinded me. Yeah, you were the light that blinded me.
TJ Moss and our house band. Thanks. I always feel like when TJ's here, the coolness on the platform goes up about 50%. Or maybe even more. So, what do you need? Love? Is that what you said? You need love? Is that what you said earlier? Yeah, you need love? Well, you came to the right place. I'm going to tell you how to get it this morning. I'm going to tell you how to get it. So this is my mug. It's a green tea mug. I fill it up in the morning before I leave with green tea. And then drinking it in the morning. So then just before the gathering starts, I fill it with water. So it's pretty full now. It's hardly heavy at all. What, maybe 2 ounces, you think, maybe filled with water? It's very easy to hold. Any one of us could lift this up, right? You don't have to have big guns to do it, just can hold it. Easy, right? Can hold it for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes maybe, feel comfortable. What if you had to hold it for an hour or a couple hours? Imagine holding it for a day, a week. Imagine holding this light cup for a month, a year, a decade. It'd be really uncomfortable, right? It'd be really uncomfortable. You might have some kind of injury occur. It would drain your energy trying to hold this for so long, right? You couldn't use this arm. David Hawkins, in the book Letting Go, which we're talking about this month, uses this as an analogy for how we are with negative feelings and thoughts. That we have a negative feeling or thought, and if we don't let it go and we hold on to it, it stays in us. And if it stays in us, it develops an energetic pattern within us of negativity, a negative energetic pattern. Jung, for those of you who are familiar, Jung would call this the shadow side, the shadow part of us. But it's energetic patterns that happen in us when we don't let go of negative thoughts or negative feelings. If you've been around here any length of time, you've heard this before, right? So what happens when we develop these energetic patterns within us? They drain our energy, just like holding this glass. Can you imagine having negative thoughts for a week, a month, a few years, a decade? It's draining your energy. It drains our energy for creativity, for love, for happiness, health. Our health is affected. It creates energetic patterns in us. And then, you know, we always have the ability, or we're always manifesting. Our thoughts and our energies are always manifesting. But when we have these energetic patterns within us, our manifestation occurs through these energetic patterns. So if we're wondering why we're not experiencing abundance or love or health, if we're not manifesting those, we've got an energetic pattern going on that's blocking the kind of manifestation that we want to experience in our lives. Does that make sense? It's really powerful to create from a place of love and peace, high vibrations, high emotions. That's a really powerful place to create from. It's not so powerful to create from lower vibrational energies. So this book is all about letting go. It's about letting go of the negative thoughts and patterns. So let me share with you something that he says about letting go. He summarizes the whole book, maybe in this paragraph. The purpose of letting go is to de-energize these negative programs, he calls them programs, these negative programs, so that they no longer run us. Then we are free to expand into a greater awareness of our higher selves. Consequently, there comes an awareness that we are surrounded by love, unlimited love, all of the time. So as premises, we let go of these negative energetic patterns and we experience greater love in our lives. So how do we do that? The word is a little, letting go is a little counterintuitive to what the process is. So here's the process. We feel what needs to be felt. We feel it. We don't stuff it. We don't avoid it. We don't numb out. We feel what needs to be felt. And as we feel it, the energy dissipates within us. That's what happens. As we feel what needs to be felt, the energetic pattern begins to lose its power and fade away. And it's replaced by the power of love. There's a new spiritual teacher I just discovered called Richard Rudd, so you'll probably be hearing about him. Anyone know him, Richard Rudd? One of you. Great guy. I've just met him online through YouTube. But he says this. I know him personally. He's a good friend of mine. I feel like he is, though. I'm sorry. Anyway, he says, we dishonor ourselves when we don't feel what we feel. We dishonor ourselves when we don't feel what we feel. What is that saying? You've got to heal it, you've got to feel it. That's the saying that's running around. This being human causes suffering, doesn't it? Has anyone managed to escape suffering in their lives? This being human creates suffering. So when I was an undergrad, I did a comparative religions class, and I learned the Four Noble Truths, the Buddhist Four Noble Truths. And back then, I was thinking of it as an academic exercise, in that it was what was unique about Buddhism, which set it apart from Christianity, Judaism. The older I've got, the more I realize there is absolute power and truth in the Four Noble Truths that Buddha shared with us. And here they are. Buddha says, first noble truth, there is suffering. It's a human condition. Not just human, right? If we look at animals, we look at nature, look at Mother Earth, there's suffering. The second noble truth, suffering is caused by our attachment to that which is impermanent. Suffering is caused by our grasping on to that which is impermanent. But here's the thing, everything's impermanent. So we might say suffering is caused by our attachment. Third noble truth, to get rid of suffering, the answer to suffering, to relieve suffering, is to let go. It's to let go. Exactly, I wonder if you got the title, Letting Go, from the Third Noble Truth. It's to let go. It's to let go. You want not to suffer? Let go. And the fourth noble truth, to the degree that we do spiritual practice, to the degree that we raise our energy vibration, we experience love and happiness. Because, as the Buddha would say, it's our birthright. It's our birthright. Let's take a breath here. So the last few months, about a few months ago, I set a strong intention, foolish as I was, to feel what needs to be felt. I have some space in my life. My partner's out of the country right now. I have some time. I thought, I'm just going to feel what needs to be felt and to just be with it. So the first thing that came up for me in opening myself to feel what needs to be felt was grief. And it was grief around, at least initially, around the fact that about 5 months ago I lost a very beloved dog. Had to put her to sleep. And then about 2 years ago, my dad died. And so I started to grieve those things, and I started to realize a number of things. I haven't been so good in my life with feeling grief. Because what I realized is, as I start to take the lid off and look at this grief that I think is about my dog, Grace, and my dad, there's a lifetime of grief to be felt. A lifetime. So I'm like, I'm up for this. I set the intention. I clearly felt clearly feel supported by the universe in this in several ways. And the first, as I set this intention, as I keep this spiritual practice, as I feel all this grief that needs to be felt, right? I am surrounded by synchronicity. Synchronicities everywhere. Let me give you the example of the first synchronicity that happened. The first one that happened is I thought, my dad died in Northern California. He lived in Northern California. And he has a gravesite there and a tombstone. Just because life happened, I had not been up there since he died, which was about 2 years ago. So I thought one of the things I'm going to do to be present to this grief is go up and visit him. Visit him, go up and visit the gravesite and be in the tombstone. And maybe sit on the grave and have a conversation with him. So that's my intention. So I flew up there one night. The next morning, I have breakfast with a couple of my sisters. So we're leaving, and I said, I'm going to the cemetery, and I just want to go by myself. You know, they're like, fine. So I start to leave, and I turn to one of my sisters, and I said, when was it that Dad died? And she looks at me kind of strange, and she said, 2 years ago today. She goes, I thought that's why you came up today. I'm like, no, this was the day. So sure enough, I get to the gravesite, and June 30th, which was the day I was there, right? So I sat and I cried and I grieved him, and my mom's buried in the same cemetery, so I went over and was with her. So the second thing that I realized what was happening was I started to dream about them in loving ways and felt their presence much more than I had felt before I started this grief process. They're just present with me. It's almost like I've opened the ability to be present with them because I'm willing to be with the grief. Second thing that happened, start getting into this process. I'm realizing I need someone to help guide me through this. This is intense stuff. There's a type of therapy called IFS, Internal Family Systems. I had read about it. It's new. I thought, that's the kind of therapy I want to do for this. Didn't know who. Checked out a couple references. It wasn't the person. One day at a social event, I ran into this guy who I really connected with, and he does IFS counseling. He's a student, but he does it, and he would meet with me for free to do it. And he's been my mentor through the process. It's just like the universe brought him right before me. Very powerful process. In this grief process, I brought up the practice of forgiveness. Who do I need to forgive? Who in my life do I need to forgive? And I've checked the usual suspects, right? And I felt, as far as I could tell, pretty clean and clear. And I said to the universe, if I need to forgive one of these characters, let me know. Have them come before me. That very week, I ran into two of those usual suspects, and it was a very loving, connecting meeting. It's like the universe saying, you're good here. Move on. So here's the final synchronicity that I want to share. Albeit maybe it's the time of year, but my backyard, where I do a lot of my journaling and meditating, it is surrounded by butterflies. There are a ton of butterflies when I'm sitting there meditating or journaling. Butterfly is the symbol for transformation. I swear, I'm walking my dogs and I'm encountering butterflies. I don't know if you're experiencing this. They're everywhere. It's like the universe saying simply, you're on a journey of transformation. You're on a journey of transformation. Powerful stuff. Let's take a breath here. So the other morning, I woke up and was aware of a real tightness in my chest and throat. And it felt like grief. So I'm with it, and I'm like, what am I grieving today? You know, it's kind of like, and there was nothing that was coming up. I just felt it in my body. And I was kind of present with it. I was kind of breathing into it. And I had an awareness, a hit, that the grief I was experiencing was universal grief. It wasn't specific on that morning to me. It was the grief that humanity feels. It was the grief that Mother Earth is feeling at her destruction. It is the grief that animals feel when they grieve. I'm holding the grief, this universal grief. And then it reminded me of some Christian teaching where it says that Jesus took on the suffering of all humanity. And somehow that statement made sense to me. And then I remembered the Buddhists have a practice where the Buddhists breathe in the grief of all people, all beings, transform it into love, and breathe it out. So many spiritual traditions are aware of this universal experience of grief. So I want to say a side note here. Borghild, will you stand? Borghild is the master facilitator of the grief process at our center. And in September, she's starting a grief group. So I challenge any of you that are dealing with grief, move through it. And this is a great method, great way to do that. And she'll be available, right? Will you be available afterwards if you have any questions? Okay, good. Thanks, Borghild. So I'm thinking about this universal grief, right? I'm thinking about it. I'm being with it because I'm feeling it in my body. I'm aware that it's a condition that we all share, right? And then I'm starting to be with it. I'm going in my meditation, and I'm like, you know what? I wonder if we feel this grief because when we said yes to this reincarnation, we became separate from our source, from divine source. We moved into the world a form of limitation, of pain and suffering and duality and happiness and greatness. But we left that full awareness of being in and as divine presence, in and as grace. And I wonder if our universal grief is somehow reflecting that separation that we feel from Source. So if there's some of that that's true, and it feels true for me, then you know what? You and I were the courageous ones to be born this lifetime, to be born now. You and I were the courageous ones to say, yes, I'll experience this separation, this grief, this at times feeling so lost and confused, so that I can remember, my source and who I am, a part of the reflection of the divine in the deepest sense. Ernest Holmes, the founder of this philosophy, says each human being, this means you, each human being is an eternal state of complete unity and wholeness. Each one of us. is an eternal state of complete unity and wholeness. All is divine being. All is divine being. So TJ and I this morning are going to take you through a little process to move through our experience of grief into an experience of our connection with all of life. Connection with all of life. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and sit up straight and tall in your seat. I'm going to invite you to take a couple breaths. Breathe deeply in. So what we call them is full body breaths. Just full body all the way down to the soles of your feet. Breathing in fully in your body, and then just releasing, letting go to the top of your head. Move your shoulders back so your heart has a place to expand. And we're going to do the metta prayer. It's done 3 times for ourselves, for someone else, and for all beings. So I'm going to invite you to place your hands over your heart. And so we pray first the metta prayer on our own behalf. And I'm going to ask you simply to repeat after me. May I be peaceful. May I be happy. May I be safe. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be free.
And we'll shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us shines. We'll shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us.
So taking a deep breath, imagine someone in your life that could use this prayer. Who do you want to pray this prayer? On whose behalf? So I'm going to invite you to take your right hand and extend it out like you were touching his or her heart. And imagine this person before your mind's eye and pray this prayer on their behalf. May you be peaceful. May you be happy. May you be safe. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be free.
And we'll shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us shines. We'll shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us shines, and will shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us.
So take a deep breath in. And this final time, we send this prayer out to all beings everywhere on the planet. So I invite you to raise both your hands out. And in a blessing, on all beings. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be happy. May all beings be safe. May all beings awaken to the light of their own true nature. May all beings be free.
And we'll shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us. You want to sing with us? And we shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us shines and will shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us shines and will shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us shines. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. And we'll shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us shines. We'll shine like diamonds in the sun. Every one of us, every one of us shines. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukino bhavantu.
So just take a deep breath, just letting the energies this morning here integrate in you. Another deep, full breath. Just gently bring your awareness back to the room. Deep breath. Let's acknowledge TJ Moss and our house band. And thank you for participating in that powerful process. Thank you, thank you. So I'm here today to thank you so much for you who financially support our community, for you online who support it, and you here support it. Because of your financial support, we are here. We have awesome music. We are here every Sunday, Wednesday night. We're here across the street providing all the services that we provide, all the activities that you heard about during the announcements. It's because of your generosity that those things can happen. So we're really grateful to you for all the ways that you support our center. If you're new with us today, don't feel any pressure here. I'm about to ask for money, but don't feel pressure. So thank you for those of you who financially support us. And if you don't financially support us and you're a regular attendee, support us. Support us financially. We reach hundreds of people through our online production. And you who are benefiting from us online, support us financially so that we can continue this work and enhance the service that we provide for the world. We are a place, we are a safe place for deep transformation. That's who we are. We're a safe place for deep transformation. So we ask you to financially support us. So I'm going to invite all of you to place your hands over your heart. Go and take a deep breath right into your heart. And if you are financially supporting us this morning through our gift, hold your gift to your heart. And I'm going to invite you to take a moment and just pause and consider all the many ways you give out, all the ways you make a difference on this planet, all the times you say yes, all the times you show up, all the many times you take the high road. Just consider all of that. And bless your giving with gratitude. Let your giving come deep from within you as a response to this experience of life. So if you would repeat after me, as I give out, I receive. As I receive, I give out. The divine happening as me. And so it is.
I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed, I am so blessed, I am so grateful, I am so blessed.
All right. Thank you, JJ and our house band. I'm going to invite you to stand and join hands with each other. So I'm going to invite you also to take a deep breath right into your heart and know right where you are, right where you stand is a divine presence, is a divine unfolding, is a greater yet to be, right where you are. So we breathe into that, we let that energy, that love move through us, out into our lives, and let's know this together as we say, and so it is.
Come on, y'all. Let's sing about something wonderful that just happened right here, y'all. Okay, here we go. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and I won't let go, no. Something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. Thank you, everybody. Happy Sunday to each and every one of you, Universal Spirit Center. Thanks again, everybody, for coming here today and being wonderful and being lights that shine in this world. Go off and shine so brightly, because this world needs you. Something wonderful is happening happening to me right here, right now. Something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me right here, right now. I can feel it in my body, I can feel it in my soul, I can feel it in my heart, and it won't let go, no. There's something wonderful, something wonderful is happening to me